At Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona, the defending champion Mercury on the brink of elimination. Head coach Sandy Brondello trying to make sure her team's season does not end today.
It all comes to how bad do we want this? That's the question. How bad do you want to win? Are you not going to run as hard as you can on the wing because you're a little tired? There's no excuses now. This is one and done, one and done. Okay, we have to win this one just to stay alive. So how bad do we want it? I think we want it pretty bad.
I got fire under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat. Oh, good, get out of the place if you can take the heat.
19 rebounds for Brunson.
I begin to spread my wings, no longer in chains. I'm dancing.
Dawana Bonner doesn't want the show to end.
Under my feet, and I feel it in my heartbeat.
And game one belongs to the Lynx.
You can keep me down in my seat.
Welcome to the 2015 WNBA playoffs presented by Boost Mobile at Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. It's game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. The Minnesota Lynx with a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series over Phoenix. In the East, there will be a game 3 Tuesday night if they're Indiana came back from an 18-point deficit to beat New York and stave off elimination. The finals begin October 4th on ABC. We'll take a look at the Minnesota Lynx starting lineup. Lindsay Whalen, Simone Augustus, Maya Moore, Rebecca Brunson, and Sylvia Fowles in her first year with the team, all All-Stars at one point or another in their careers. And for Phoenix, looking for a bounce-back performance from Brittany Griner and Candice Dupree in that front court. Dawana Bonner, their leading scorer in game 1, in a backcourt of Martha Chargai and Monique Curry, with Diana Taurasi and Penny Taylor sitting out this season. The Lynx looking to head to their 4th finals in the last 5 seasons. The Mercury trying to avoid their first home playoff loss since 2013. Phoenix has won its last 7 meetings here at home against Minnesota, and they've won those games by an average of 11.2 points. If Phoenix is going to win today, Rebecca, they're going to need a much better performance from Brittany Griner.
Yeah, without question. Only 9 points in that game 1, 7 field goal attempts. Minnesota did a masterful job keeping the ball out of her hands. Look for Phoenix to establish her early. 9
points was tied for her second lowest mark of the season. Here's Bonner off the mark, and Whalen comes skying in for the rebound. Lindsay Whalen, one of the weak spots for Minnesota in their game 1 win. Here's Moore off on a jumper, fouls the rebound. And it'll be a jump ball underneath with Fowles and Griner. Cheryl Reeve with the highest winning percentage in WNBA history as a head coach, and her playoff record not too shabby either at 25-8.
This story in that game 1 was Minnesota's ability to get to the offensive glass. 13 offensive rebounds in game 1. How did they start this game, Ryan? First possession, get to the offensive glass.
Augustus. Will pop and hit with a hand in her face. Simone Augustus gets Minnesota on the board first. Griner on the spin, denied by Fowles.
That's going to be a huge key for Minnesota and Phoenix in this matchup, is Sylvia Fowles against Brittany Griner. Griner struggled early against Minnesota in game 1.
Maya Moore knocks down the jumper. And Minnesota has scored the first 4 here in Phoenix. The layup is good by Dupree. Candice Dupree, another player who really struggled in game 1. Couldn't find her looks, couldn't get going as Fowles slips in for 2.
One of the things Cheryl Reeve talked to us about before the game is she did not know what she was going to get from Sylvia Fowles in this game 2. Fowles was brilliant in game 1. Reeve did not know if she could put it together back-to-back. She's had a great start already here in game 2.
Moore on the board, pushing past Chargai. Good movement around. It'll settle with more on the wing. Finds help in Whalen, still plenty of time to operate. Fowles wants it. Trying to work on Griner. Lost it. Moore has to pop and hits the equalizer. Maya Moore, when all's going wrong, she can find a way to make it go right.
Good start for Maya Moore. She's a player who has struggled offensively at times this season against Phoenix, especially with Dewana Bonner on here. Great start for Maya.
Maya shot just 7 of 20 in game 1, but finished with 20 points. Make that 19 points, and 10 of them came in the fourth quarter.
And she saves this possession right here. Fouls, loses the ball, shot clock going down. Great pump fake by Maya Moore, but you see what I'm talking about with the defense of Bonner. Bonner still able to recover, was right there, just a great finish for Moore.
Well, you mentioned the numbers all series, Rebecca, but I mean, shooting 35% this year against Phoenix because of Bonner as Chargai knocks down the jumper. 44% against the rest of the league, like you've talked about. And she'll admit that the length of Bonner is just different for her than any other defender in this league.
The thing is with Maya Moore, though, and when it really matters, she scores, which is what happened. Game 1, she did not shoot well, but in the fourth quarter, when her team needed her, she found a way to put the ball in the basket.
At 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting, and daggers down the stretch. Augustus on a 3. It'll be a long 2 for Simone Augustus. Here's Bonner, will fire. And Brittany Griner, the offensive rebound, had just 1 offensive rebound through the first 3 Phoenix playoff games. Chargai, no, and fouls on the box out of Griner. Minnesota hot start, 5 of 6 from the floor. The home team has won the meeting between Phoenix and Minnesota each of the last 12 games they've played against each other. That includes postseason and regular season. Augustus, the floater, rolls in for Simone Augustus.
Sandy Brondello must want more energy from her team on both ends of the floor. They are not coming out. They have not come out like a team that has its back against the wall.
A 12-4 lead for Minnesota. They've hit their last 6 shots.
Full timeout.
In your world, it's about being unlimited. It's about being focused on what drives you. It's about exploring what inspires you. It's about connecting you to what really matters. Live your unlimited and come to Data. Get more data for less with unlimited talk and text for just $30 a month. Boost Mobile.
Introducing the State Farm National Bureau of Assists. Sebastian Curry, twin of Stephen Curry, has a master's in disasters. Summer Bird, twin of Sue Bird, stops at nothing except stoplights. Darius Lillard, twin of Damian Lillard, says there's no I in assist. Don Stockton, twin of John Stockton, Chief Assist Officer. And of course, Cliff Paul, assisting has a new starting 5.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
I know what you're thinking. You think I can't. You think I can't go as hard as you. Cross you up and go coast to coast. You think I can't train like a beast. Give it everything I have. Get her to school on time. Be who I want. Love who I want. You think I can't do this all while chasing my dream? Watch me.
Sunday Night Baseball, Pirates, Cubs, tonight at 8. September rules on ESPN.
The Lynx trying to sweep the Mercury off to a 12-4 lead in the first quarter. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Ryan Ruocco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. You know, Brittany Griner, one of our need-to-see players, all season long and in this series, but so far it's the defense honor that's been neat to see.
Well, let's take a look at what Minnesota did in that first round matchup. They three-quarter fronted or completely fronted. Rebecca Brunson here is doing an outstanding job preventing Brittany Griner from getting the basketball. The guards are taking away the vision of the perimeter players. Maya Moore comes over, saves that pass. Here's another play from game one. Sylvia Fowles this time, bigger and stronger than Brunson, but still able to get in, taking care of the ball. What happens? By the time Griner touches the ball, she's 10 feet away from the hoop, away from her comfort zone. Minnesota has done a great job of keeping her out of her sweet spot from the way they played defense so far.
Let's check in with Holly Rowe on Brittany Griner.
Well, I talked to Brittany before the game today, and she said how she needs to counteract that good Minnesota defense is move more. You could see in those replays, she's staying just on that one side of the lane. She said if it's not there, I've got to get off the block, go up and set a screen as we see a good shot there from Phoenix. Brittany Griner in that first time out, Dewana Bonner just hit her on the leg and said, you've got to move. That is the whole key for Brittany Griner today. She's got to move and make that defense work.
And to your point, Holly, it is so much harder defensively to guard a post player when they're on the move. So look for Griner to be involved more in pick and rolls, or when pick and rolls are on the other side of the floor, to be ducking in.
Fowles got position underneath, and as a result, it'll stay with Minnesota. Dupree and Griner couldn't fight her off. And that's a point of emphasis for Sandy Brondell in this game as well. Rebounding been an issue for her team all year, and Minnesota clobbered Phoenix on the glass in game one, a 44-30 edge.
Phoenix needs to not only be better on the defensive glass, but they need to send players to the offensive glass as well. They did not send anybody to the offensive glass in game one.
Whalen, nice sneak pass into Fowles.
And that's what Phoenix needs to do on the other end. If you get dribble penetration, then you can have those little dump passes to your bigs. Phoenix has not been able to get dribble penetration getting the ball to Griner that way either.
Griner getting on the block. The little turnaround is much too strong, and Brunson the weak side board. Augustus dumping it down, and that's going to be a foul on Griner. That'll be her first.
I'm sure Griner's frustration stems from the fact that she gets handled pretty well on the other end. You know, players body up on her constantly, and she's doing the same thing on this end and gets the foul call. She wants the foul call the other way.
Holly?
Well, it's funny you say that. She actually, just before this possession, had a conversation with the official. I heard her say to him, when they do that to me on one end, you don't call a foul. When I do that to them on the other end, it is a foul. I just need you to call it both ways.
Curry goes in, and strong take for Monique Curry. Well, that's always one of the challenges of a player who's bigger than everybody else. You don't necessarily get those whistles because the contact doesn't look as bad as it actually is because you're so big, as Moore goes screaming in for two, and the foul. And that's going to be on Griner, her second.
Maya Moore, terrific job going to the lane. There's no contact there whatsoever.
Boy, it really looked like Brittany Griner didn't touch Maya Moore.
Because often, you know, it looks clean up top, but there's body. There was no body contact there either, and that's a huge call for Phoenix, putting Griner on the bench with her second.
And a critical one when you consider how important Griner is to this team. No Diana Taurasi, no Penny Taylor this year. She's been the lifeblood, along with Candice Dupree and Dewana Bonner. Picks up the second foul early.
And even when Griner's not producing all that much on the offensive end, you are aware of her every time you come down the floor when she's on defense. She is in your head in some way and affecting what you run.
The Defensive Player of the Year each of the last two seasons. Sylvia Fowles has won a couple of Defensive Player of the Year awards in her career, and she gets hit with the foul there, her first.
Second Lynx team foul. Can do shooting two.
Dupree hits the first free throw. Candice Dupree quiet in game one. 8 points on 3 of 9 shooting. If necessary, you saw there will be a game 3 on ESPN2 Tuesday night between these teams. In order for that to happen, Phoenix has to win here today.
And now with Griner out of the game, Misty Bass has the assignment of Sylvia Fowles. I would look inside to Fowles as much as possible as Brunson hits the free throw line jumper. She's come alive from there since the playoffs started.
18-10, Minnesota in front. They're 9 of 12 from the floor. Bonner with Moore hanging nicely. Curry, good ball fake, strong take, and Monique Curry. That's a player who Phoenix has to get going, and 2 strong takes in the last 3 possessions from Curry.
Yeah, good start for Monique Curry. She's a player who's very capable of doing that, adding things on the offensive end, but she struggled mightily in game 1 against Minnesota.
Bonner on the steal. Just named second-team all-defense today. Now needs some help, and finds it in Curry. Using the Dupree screen, Curry, and it'll be a foul before the shot against Minnesota. But this crowd liking what it's seen over the last couple possessions.
Much better energy.
And that's going to be the second foul on Maya Moore. And now Cheryl Reeve will take a timeout. So 2 early ones on Brittany Griner, 2 early fouls on Maya Moore. An 18-12 first quarter lead here in game 2 for the Lynx.
The WNBA Playoffs 2015 is presented by Boost Mobile and in part by State Farm National Bureau of Assists. No one assists alone. And Taco Bell's new $1 Daredevil Loaded Grillers. Try all 3 if you dare.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
Hey, McMillan, you gelling?
I'm gelling and zinfandellin, and so's my new bride, Ellen McMillan.
I'm so happy my eyes are welling.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make your feet feel outrageously comfortable.
I'm gelling. You're so not gelling.
Dr. Scholl's.
When your clothes look sharp and fit well, you don't just enter the room, you own it. Introducing Collection by Michael Strahan, only at JCPenney and JCP.com.
For the Lynx, a good start in Phoenix, an 18-12 game 2 lead. Foul trouble already a concern. Maya Moore with 2, Brittany Griner with 2.
The 2 big guns for their respective teams. But you see Maya Moore still on the floor.
Curry, not that time. Dupree trying to flag it down, she does. Here's Curry on the drive, will go up and be denied by fouls, but a whistle comes in. And we'll see who they catch for it. It is Sylvia Fowles, and that's her second.
Good take. Monique Curry in a right frame of mind. You thought that was a foul?
I think Fowles caught her with the body as she was landing. Well, one thing is clear. This game is being officiated incredibly tightly early.
Yeah.
You have 3 of the stars in this game with 2 fouls. There's still 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Brittany Griner on the bench right now for Phoenix with those 2.
And how will that affect things? Will Cheryl Reeve now sub out Sylvia Fowles while Griner's on the bench? I think that would be the move to make. You don't want Fowles to pick up her third without BG being even on the floor.
Deborah Peters getting ready to check in, probably 4 fouls. Minnesota still a 5-point first quarter lead. Cruz turns the corner and finishes.
Cruz has done a great job of that throughout the course of the season for Minnesota and here in the playoffs as well. Not afraid to attack the basket.
Here's Dupree. Like the size advantage over Cruz, just didn't take advantage. Cruz slicing and dishing. Moore will try it. Short, that's out of bounds off of Phoenix. Let's take a listen in to Cheryl Reeve, wired in this last huddle.
Know the personnel, right, Maya? Maya, don't waste fouls. Don't waste your fouls.
Smart. I mean, you've got to use your fouls wisely when they matter on the big players. You don't want silly reaching fouls.
Peters knocks it down. Devereaux Peters having a nice postseason for Minnesota off the bench.
What did Joe Reeve tell us before the game? We don't win the LA series without Devereaux Peters playing the way she played.
Got a huge game 3. That winner-take-all decisive game. DeWanna Bonner.
And that's DeWanna Bonner. Smart play. Who's on her? Maya Moore. So she attacks the basket knowing Maya has to retreat so she doesn't pick up a third. You might see Cheryl Reeve switch up that matchup, maybe even put Brunson on DeWanna Bonner.
Backdoor cut from Moore and the foul.
Wow, there's a lot of minimal contact resulting in foul calls near the basket in this game. Great backdoor cut that comes from dribble penetration. She got her, but I mean, we've seen a lot of just, it's a little bit more than minimal. I'll give him that.
That one is a lot more obvious, but I understand your state of mind just based on the way the opening quarters were called. Moore, last year's league MVP. In 2013, the finals MVP. Maya Moore has never gone 2 consecutive seasons in her career since high school without winning a championship. Won 3 in high school, 2 in college, 2 in her first 4 years here in the pros, and needs to win 1 this year to keep that streak going. Remarkable. This is the largest lead of the series for either team. It might grow here after the Brunson steal. First double-digit lead of the series. Minnesota by 10. Brunson skying in, trying to save. She cannot. Phoenix basketball. And Simone Augustus and Renee Montgomery will come and get Whalen and Moore with 41.9 to go in the first. These teams meeting in the Western Conference Finals for a 3rd straight year, 4th time in the last 5 seasons. In the previous 3 meetings, the winner of this matchup in the conference finals has gone on to win it all.
The East is much stronger than it has been, however, in the past few years. We don't expect it to be a sweep again this year in the finals, that's for sure.
What a comeback from Indiana to stave off elimination. Dupree squeezed it up there, couldn't finish, loose ball, it's Cruz, shot clock off, and Minnesota can hold for 1 as they've silenced this crowd at the stick. Cruz, trouble with the dribble, finally collects. Now she loses it again. Baz will heave, and that's the quarter. Minnesota with a first quarter haymaker. They're 3 quarters away from a trip to the WNBA Finals. A 25-15 lead over Phoenix. Simone Augustus knows all about the finals. She's been an MVP in the past. She's off to an MVP start. 6 for her in the opening frame.
Hey kid, we short a guy, wanna run? All right.
When everybody's heard about the bird. The bird's a winner when the bird, bird, bird. The bird is a winner when the bird, bird, bird. When the bird is a winner.
Hey kid, we're short a guy. Wanna run?
The bird's a winner when the bird, bird, bird. When the bird,
hey kid, we're short a guy. You're up.
We should have killed with a night ball.
So are we. Let's go.
Hey, we're short a guy. Let's go. Hey kid, we're short a guy.
Hey kid, what are you doing? Shorter guy, put this on. 569, 270. Where's he going?
Yo, kid, where you been? The shorter guy. You want to run?
All right.
When everybody's heard
Everybody find some shade and a glass of lemonade.
I got a secret, can you keep it? Turn the lights down low.
Imagine our nation's most desirable FBI recruits in the best shape of their lives, all under the same roof. And one is living the world's greatest lie.
You think one of these people is a terrorist?
Quantico Monaco premieres tonight at 9 Central on ABC.
Does anybody know how I can get a small business loan fast?
I'm a chef.
I'm a stylist.
I sell tires for your car.
I'm a doc in private practice.
That's my name above that bar.
Rapid Advance.
Help my business grow.
Rapid Advance. They didn't say no. Rapid Advance.
I got approval in a day.
Rapid Advance. I got my money right away. With Rapid, there's no hassles.
No credit checks galore.
You just need to be in business for a year or more.
Call 877-GO-RAPID or visit rapidadvance.com. Get up to $300,000 in just days. 877-GO-RAPID.
Rapid Advance. They didn't say no. Rapid Advance. They help your business grow.
Call 877-GO-RAPID or rapidadvance.com.
Your money's here.
Welcome back to Phoenix, here with Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve. And coach, with two of your starters in foul trouble this early, how do you manage the rest of this half?
What, our foul trouble? We got to sub a little bit, and we got to be a little smarter. We're wasting fouls on reach-ins. We got to get our money's worth in situations that we'd rather be in, as opposed to just turn around and reach in. Sylvia got one on a reach. Maya got one on a reach. We got to play smarter.
This crowd prides themselves on being the X factor. What is your X factor closing out the half?
Our crowd at home is our X factor.
Now, Cheryl Reeve always gives us a great answer on that first question. That second one, she just lets it go. It was a great question by Holly Rowe. Cheryl Reeve told us before the game in this series, her X factor was Renee Montgomery. Renee Montgomery is in the ball game right now. We'll see what she can provide on the offensive end.
And Montgomery played just a minute in game one, so getting in early here in game two. It's a best-of-3 series. Minnesota goes to the finals if they win today. Should Phoenix win, a decisive game 3 will come on Tuesday. Griner on the spin, the finish, the foul, and boy did Phoenix need that.
Brittany Griner, Sandy Brondello recognizing who's not in the game. Sylvia fouls, so what do? Take it right at the rim. Beautiful spin move. That's a move Brittany Griner 2 years ago, her rookie year, didn't have the ability to make, but she has continued to improve inside. Look at the footwork. Big, giant footwork. 6'8" making that move.
And Griner completes the three-point play, her first points in the game after those 2 early fouls. Sandy Brondello told us she was not worried at all about Griner's mentality, bouncing back from a quiet game 1. Had the 9 points, tied for her second fewest of the season, and now comes up with a steal. Pushing it over to Noelle Quinn. And Lonnie Mitchell and off the bench as well, along with Misty Bass and Monique Curry. It's Quinn off the mark on the jumper. Cruz working behind Brunson. Montgomery will dish it inside, it's knocked away. And then a foul on the loose ball, and it's going to be on Rebecca Brunson will get in with the personal.
Renee Montgomery cannot be afraid to attack the rim. She's already coming out of the ball game right now because of that turnover. But Minnesota needs to get a foot in the paint. When they do that on the offensive end, when they're in attack mode, they can get things for their bigs. They get better shots around the perimeter.
Phoenix 18-9 all time at home in the playoffs. Minnesota 19-2 after they won game 1 at Target Center. That's the best mark in league history. Griner, the shot clock at 6. Taking it to foul. Griner will slip in for 2.
This is a different Brittany Griner the last minute than the one we saw the entirety of game 1. Fouls did a good job pushing her up the block, making her catch high, but she is determined to get to the rim.
Moore off the mark, and Griner wants that rebound. She scored the last 5 for Phoenix and cut the deficit in half. Curry, you bet, 3-point game, and Cheryl Reeve is going to discuss. Strong response to start the second for Phoenix, and it begins with Brittany Griner.
Brittany Griner, only 9 points in game one. We've seen a different mentality from Griner here in this one, leading the charge in the comeback for Phoenix.
Carbs to compete. Electrolytes to replenish. Everything you need to keep sweating.
Kaiser Permanente, a leader in preventive health care.
Looks like some folks have had it with their airline credit card miles. Sometimes those seats cost a ridiculous number of miles. Or there's a fee to use them. I know, it's so frustrating. They'd be a lot happier with the Capital One Venture card, and you would too. Why? It's so easy with Venture. You earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. Just book any flight you want, then use your miles to cover the cost. Now that's more like it. What's in your wallet?
When your clothes look sharp and fit well, you don't just enter the room, you own it. Introducing Collection by Michael Strahan, only at JCPenney and JCP.com.
Rumors keep on flying.
They say the first million's the hardest.
Are you telling me you think one of these people is a terrorist?
Can you feel my heartbeat?
You got some brass ones on you, don't you, son?
Can you feel my heartbeat?
But I need to find the truth.
2 new ABC dramas that will get your heart pumping. Blood and Oil, followed by Quantico, starting tonight on ABC.
We're taking performance to a whole new level.
Growing up, my father played a huge role in my life.
From the beginning, my dad has always instilled this confidence in us that is unwavering.
In everything that we do, he tells us to do it to the best of our ability.
My dad and my stepdad really turned me into the woman I am today.
My dad and brother are so encouraging. That gives you all the confidence in the world.
Dad, thank you for believing in me and helping me believe in myself.
Well, the Phoenix Mercury with a 7-0 start to the second quarter, and it's been Brittany Griner and Monique Curry leading the charge.
Both players in game one struggled mightily. Curry was only 3 of 11. And the more Curry is in attack mode, the more that helps Brittany Griner.
Well, Cheryl Reeve made it quite clear as Curry gets the foul as she was switched up on fouls. Cheryl Reeve told us the key to us winning this game is Simone Augustus versus Monique Curry. People are going to talk about Griner, Dupree. That is the key matchup for us in this game.
She knows she can weather the storm of Bonner scoring and Dupree scoring, but where is that third or that fourth scorer going to come from? And she's worried about Curry.
And now Moore is fouled by Bonner, and that is going to be number 2 on Dewana Bonner. And she's going to wave to Sandy Brundell and say, I'm okay.
Dewana Bonner is an outstanding defender. She knows how to move her feet. She knows how to use her length. But sometimes players can get you in the air. It's tricky. She's got 7.5 minutes to make sure she doesn't pick up a third.
Augustus, after the dig came from Mitchell, it leaves Whalen on a jumper, no. Rebound, batted around, it ends up with Curry. Like a flash up the floor, now he's going to pedal it back out. Lonnie Mitchell, a huge threat from 3, 4th in the league this season. finds Griner on the roll. Brittany Griner goes in. It's a 9-0 run.
Seeing a lot more Brittany Griner on the move, getting the ball, going towards the rim, although that last one might have been a travel.
7 in the quarter for Griner. Phoenix looking to take its first lead since the 8:23 mark of the second quarter in game 1. And they have it. An 11-0 run, Phoenix by 1.
It is starting on the defensive end for the Phoenix Mercury. Finally, Lindsay Whalen quiets one, but Mercury playing great defense. And what are they doing that's different than game 1? They're limiting Minnesota to 1 shot. No offensive rebounds for the Lynx.
After Rebecca Brunson herself had 7 in game 1, had a 19-rebound performance, 4th most rebounds in a playoff game in league history. Mitchell circling, finding it, Griner lays it in. Brittany Griner with 9 in the quarter.
That all started with the Mitchell blow-by of Lindsay Whalen that made the defense shift. This is where Whalen has struggled in this series, is on the defensive end in the one-on-one matchups.
You can see on Griner's face, she wanted to dunk that.
Yeah.
Whalen, not that time, and Griner the box out of foul. Mitchell on a 3. Might have partially blocked by Moore, who came flying in. Under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Minnesota the 1-0 series lead. Here's Brunson, rumbling, dishing, fouls, no. 1 and done again. Curry, peering, pivoting, and dishing. Bonner will take it strong, and that's foul number 3 on Sylvia Fowles, and a smart take from DeWanna Bonner.
DeWanna Bonner's done a great job of attacking the right player at the right time. You just saw her get fouls, 3rd foul on her. Bonner's the reason Maya Moore picked up her 2nd. She's very aware of who is there and how many fouls they have.
Let's take a listen into Sandy Brondello in Phoenix's last huddle.
That's how you play. Now you're being assertive. She can't guard you. Okay, good job. Keep it going. Okay?
When Brittany Griner's in attack mode, there are very few players in this league who can defend her. In game 1, Sylvia Fowles won that battle. She defended her beautifully. She did a great job on the offensive end as well. Well, right now, Brittany Griner is the one who's got the hand up in that matchup.
Phoenix has outscored Minnesota 15-2 in the second quarter. Augustus, little shake and bake. Augustus, no. Dupree came flying in. It was popped free. Moore on a 3. Tie game at 30.
That's what happens when Minnesota gets second opportunities at the offensive end of the floor.
Maya Moore now 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting. Dupree trying to go around Peters, couldn't finish. Candace Dupree just 1 of 4 from the floor. Augustus off on the jumper, Bonner the rebound, and she may have called timeout. She did. Nicely done by DeWanna Bonner, efforting that board with Rebecca Brunson lurking. Game 2 tied at 30 in the second. We'll step aside for a moment from Phoenix.
In your world, it's about being unlimited. It's about being focused on what drives you. It's about exploring what inspires you. It's about connecting you to what really matters. Live your unlimited and come to Dad. Get more data for less with unlimited talk and text for just $30 a month. Boost Mobile.
Kitten in the tree.
Fix the pipes.
Very good.
Arrest that leprechaun.
And Limbo.
Your balloon's getting away.
The robot.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Sorry, Kev.
Did it stay tucked?
Yep.
Yeah.
The new Stay Tucked Crew. We tested it, so you know it works.
Who's ready to go to Wally World?
It's a long way down Holiday Road. Holiday Road.
Honey, a blonde in a convertible? Seriously?
Built for families, designed for drivers. The QX60 from Infiniti, with a third row and seating for 7.
What are your goals for this season?
I'd like to.
No, not you. Papa?
We have this great kickoff special we're excited about.
Any big adjustments for the season?
Well, there's
No. Papa.
Just our kickoff special.
问爸爸一个问题，佩顿能不说话吗？
Papa Bulldog Tong win.
Up your game with our kickoff special. Get any large 2-topping pizza for just $10. Add a double chocolate chip brownie for just $6 more.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
Better football.
At the new papajohns.com.
I'm Doug Kazarian in the ESPN studios. Coming up, the WNBA halftime report presented by State Farm. A wild one out in the Eastern Conference Finals. Postseason history made. We'll tell you what it is coming up at the break. But for now, let's go back out to Phoenix with Ryan and Rebecca.
Well, in Phoenix, Brittany Griner has shown her presence in a way she didn't all of game one. Griner, you see the difference between the way she started game two and how she's come back in the second quarter. 9 points in this frame. Phoenix has outscored Minnesota 15-5 in the quarter, and now it's 17-5. Supree on the lane. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, Brittany Griner actually watched film of her game one performance, and she apologized to her coach, Todd Troxel, like, I just played terribly. She knew she didn't bring the energy level that she did, and we're seeing that tonight. But it really took until her getting those 2 fouls for Brittany Griner to get mad. A mad Brittany Griner is a beautiful thing if you're a Phoenix Mercury fan.
I think I saw that in a bumper sticker here in Phoenix.
Look at Moore leaping to pick it. Maya Moore, strong take, and went right at Candace Dupree, who's whistled for the foul.
Well, think about what Holly just said. Brittany Griner's done all of this in the second quarter with 2 fouls. She's become so much better on the offensive end by being aggressive, and she's using that aggressiveness, not worried about picking up the third, just attacking, and that's what Phoenix needs from her.
A preview of the NL wildcard game with home field advantage on the line. The Bucks, led by Andrew McCutchen, face the Cubs and Jake Arrieta as he shoots for win number 21. Pirates and the Cubs tonight, 8 Eastern on ESPN, streaming live on Watch ESPN. Char guy all the way into the rack.
Phoenix is in attack mode, and when they are in attack mode on the offensive end, they are so much more effective scoring the basketball, moving Minnesota's defense.
Moore gives it up to Cruz. You bet. On a 3. Back and forth now as Minnesota settled in this second. Griner going reverse. Bucket will not count. Foul on the floor against the Lynx.
Again, the aggressive mindset. In game one with Brunson on her, when Griner caught the ball, she wasn't looking to attack the basket. She was looking to pass out, looking for the double team. The only thing that she has on her mind right here, first of all, is getting the ball. You're not going to prevent me from getting it game 2, Rebecca Brunson, and then attacking the rim.
Griner nearly had it poked away by Moore. Dupree working Peters to the reverse side. And cupping it home.
There's another player who looks completely different in game 2 than she did in game 1.
8 points now for Dupree. 3 of 6 shooting. Cruz almost lost it. Crowd wanted a double dribble, but Phoenix clearly got a hand on it. Moore. She got it. Maya Moore, with a hand in her face, has 17 in the opening half.
That's just ridiculous. That shot was ridiculous.
Griner will put it home. And the stars are showing out right now in Phoenix.
And another difference here for Brittany Griner is her teammates can see her and get her the ball. Minnesota's perimeter defense in game 1 was so good. The guards had a tough time getting the Griner the ball. They have not had a tough time at all here.
Griner now with 11 in the quarter. Moore. Again! Another 3 for Maya Moore. She has 20 in the opening half. Minnesota back up by 3. It's Griner's turn.
Oh, silly foul by Maya Moore. Nice job by Phoenix to get the ball inside to Griner. The help comes over from Peters, and then Maya Moore reaching in. Oh, you're not a rookie anymore. You can't commit that foul.
That's number 3 on Maya. Right as she's cooking. 20 points on 7 of 13 shooting. Had a playoff career high for her 33 points in game 1 of Minnesota's series with LA. Maya, the leading scorer of this postseason thus far. As Griner adds to her second quarter total, 12 now. And Moore will spend the final 45 seconds on the bench, and Cheryl Reeve immediately greeted her with a, "Come on, Maya. Look at how much time's left in the quarter. I can't have you pick up a silly foul."
And Maya knows. She knew the second she did it that wasn't a very smart play. Doesn't take the foul away, though.
Defense.
Augustus will kick it to the corner for Cruz. No, but look at Brunson flank it down. The all-time leader in playoff offensive rebounds in this league's history adds to her total. Slight differential, game and shot clock. Cruz, the crossover, the flip, banks off, Brunson again, coming in, and that time she's going to be called for a loose ball foul. And Minnesota is over the limit, so that means free throws for Phoenix.
You want Rebecca Brunson to stay aggressive. These are the kind of plays she made all throughout the course of game 1. You don't fault Brunson for that foul, clearly a foul, but much different from the foul that we saw on Maya Moore. This was simply a hustle mistake by Rebecca Brunson.
That's her second personal. Make that her third. So 3 on Brunson, 3 on fouls, 3 on Moore. Meanwhile, Bonner and Griner have managed to keep themselves away from that dreaded third foul. As Dupree misses the free throw.
Into the Lynx lineup, 15, Asia Jones. And in for number 8, Misty Pass. Replacing Brittany Griner.
Griner will avoid potentially getting a silly third herself. Sandy Brondell will pull her after 13 points in the quarter from Brittany Griner. And Dupree hits the second. Square at 41. Whalen will heave it from 35. The first half in the books, and it was a good one. 11 in the second quarter from Maya Moore, 20 in the opening half. Brittany Griner's huge second with 13. Phoenix trying to avoid elimination and force a Game 3 Tuesday back in Minnesota. And after falling behind by 10 early, they are tied at the half, and Brittany Griner is standing by with Holly Rowe.
Well, Brittany, you hadn't scored in that first quarter. You pick up the 2 fouls, and then you come back with a 13-point second quarter. What changed in your mind offensively?
I let my team down. I let them down the last game. And I got 2 quick dump fouls, and I had to sit down, and that pissed me off, honestly.
How do you keep this emotion going for this second half?
Stay mad, pissed off. I don't know if I can say that, but stay pissed off.
Okay. Well, it's okay. We won't bleep you.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, well, Brittany Griner played angry in that second quarter, and it worked out. Her team outscoring Minnesota 26-16 in a second. It's tied at 41 at the half. Stay tuned for the WNBA halftime report presented by State Farm. Doug Kazarian will have that for you. 41 all after 2 quarters of play.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
Hey, McMillan, you gelling?
I'm gelling and Zinfandel, and so's my new bride, Ellen McMillan.
I'm so happy my eyes are welling.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles are so soft, they make your feet feel outrageously comfortable.
I'm gelling. You're so not gelling.
Dr. Scholl's. Now is the time to save at Lumber Liquidators' end of summer clearance sale. Get solid pre-finished hardwood for 99 cents, 3/4 inch solid maple for $1.99 and more, plus quality laminate from 49 cents and 24-month special financing. Hurry, sales going on now at Lumber Liquidators.
This copyrighted telecast of WNBA Enterprises may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of WNBA Enterprises.
Before the days get shorter and the beards get longer. Before temperatures drop along with the RAs. Before we never saw them coming. Before we never forget. They have to survive September. Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell. Pirates, Cubs, tonight at 8. September rules on ESPN.
Melissa Johnson is a hard-working single mom.
When I need some short-term cash, I can't waste time standing in line at a payday lender. So I call Money Mutual.
Money Mutual has a network of short-term lenders who can get you up to $1,000 in as little as 24 hours.
I'm always there for my daughter, and Money Mutual's always there for me.
Melissa's just one of over 1 million people who've turned to Money Mutual. Go to moneymutual.com today or call 1-800-585-CASH. This service is not available in New York or to New York borrowers due to interest rate limits under New York law.
Hi, I'm Brett Favre, and I found a way to get a perfect shave for an entire year for under 20 bucks.
Introducing the all-new Micro-Touch Tough Blade, the German-engineered razor guaranteed to give you the close, clean, comfortable shave you want at a price that can't be beat. And each Tough Blade cartridge lasts up to 4 times longer than ordinary blades. Get a year's worth of perfect shaving for only $19.99.
It's a no-brainer. No doubt about it. Tough Blade shaves you better, saves you more.
Available at retailers everywhere.
Welcome to the WNBA Halftime Report, presented by State Farm.
Last year's league MVP Maya Moore with 20 points in the first half. Lynx trying to take down the defending champs and eliminate them from the playoffs. Tied 41 apiece at the break out in Phoenix. Welcome into the WNBA Halftime Report presented by State Farm. I am Doug Kazarian. Of course, this is game 2 of our doubleheader here on ESPN. Game 1. A wild one. WNBA postseason history made. Eastern Conference Finals. Game 2, Liberty and Fever. Bill Laimbeer trying to become the first coach ever to reach the WNBA Finals for a 5th time. Tina Charles, she had 17 in the first half. Liberty led by as many as 18. Charles again going glass. New York by 15 at the break. Fourth quarter, though, Fever, which trailed by 11, entering the final frame. Tamika Catchings, little stutter dribble, finish. Catchings crosses over Tina Charles, the lay-in. That's all-star on all-star crime. Fever within 7 at this point. It's now a one-possession game with 6 minutes to go. Catchings, bottom. We are tied. Indiana all the way back from 18 down. Shanice Johnson for the three. That's good. And the Indiana Fever, which didn't even lead at all in the series, now have a lead. Less than a minute to go. Catchings, stops, pump fakes. Mid-range J is good. Crucial moment here, under 20 seconds to go. Liberty down 3, Tanisha Wright. And Brianne January draws the charge. Stephanie White fired up. Bill Lambier, not so much. Was January set? Well, questionable call there. Lambier gets a technical, and the Fever complete the comeback and win, outscoring New York by 17 in the fourth quarter. Catchings was 16 of her team-high 25 in the second half. For more on the comeback, let's head to Indy for the two that called the game.
Thanks, Doug. And it was an incredible performance by Tamika Catchings as Indiana came from 18 points down 15 at the half, to win this game and extend it to a winner-take-all game on Tuesday. Pam Ward along with Carolyn Peck. We've seen this kid, Catchings, play, 36-year-old kid now, for a long time, but this might have been one of her best games.
She told me two things before the game. She said this will be your best game ever, and she won't put together two bad back-to-back games. So I expected big moments from Tamika Catchings. She did all the little things, the hustle plays, getting on the floor after loose balls, getting offensive rebounds, taking charges, taking over, being the go-to for the Fever down the stretch, especially in that second half. 16 points in 2 quarters to end the ball game and to pull off the win for the Indiana Fever. Spectacular.
And this is a New York team that she struggled mightily against during the regular season and also in game 1 of this Eastern Conference final. And there you see she totally turned it around, did a lot of other great things that don't show up on this panel. Here is Tamika Catchings with LaChina Robinson.
Tamika, your team was down as many as 18 points in this game. How did you claw your way back to win?
One possession at a time. You know, that's one thing we talked about at halftime. We're not going to get it all back in one possession. We got to get a defensive stop. Got to come back. We got to score an offense. Get a defensive stop. Come back and make a score. So I thought we did a really good job. Then coming out in the second half and really focusing on what we needed to do.
Thank you, Tamika. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Incredible for Indiana. They looked dead in the water. New York scored 20 points in the entire second half. Indy wins it. Game 3 coming up on Tuesday.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate that first-hand look and perspective. I mentioned the WNBA postseason history. Well, here it is. The second largest comeback from halftime ever. Incredible comeback. Fever extend their season for at least one more game. More on the halftime report coming up.
When your clothes look sharp and fit well, you don't just enter the room, you own it. Introducing Collection by Michael Strahan, only at JCPenney and JCP.com.
Looks like some folks have had it with their airline credit card miles. Sometimes those seats cost a ridiculous number of miles. Or there's a fee to use them. I know, it's so frustrating. They'd be a lot happier with the Capital One Venture card. And you would too. Why? It's so easy with Venture. You earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. Just book any flight you want, then use your miles to cover the cost. Now that's more like it. What's in your wallet?
Rumors keep on flying.
They say the first million's the hardest.
Are you telling me you think one of these people is a terrorist?
You got some brass ones on you, don't you, son?
But I need to find the truth.
2 new ABC dramas that will get your heart pumping. Blood and Oil, followed by Quantico, starting tonight on ABC.
The new 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander has been completely redesigned with over 100 improvements. In fact, we changed so much that one spokesperson couldn't do it justice.
The Outlander's had some very impressive work done.
The front wiper de-icer melt.
The interior is exquisitely appointed.
Quieter cabin. The dramatically transformed 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander, the most advanced CUV we've ever made, well equipped for under $23,000.
clothes look sharp and fit well, you don't just enter the room, you own it. Introducing Collection by Michael Strahan, only at JCPenney and JCP.com.
Chiefs, Packers at 8:15 tomorrow on ESPN.
Welcome back to the WNBA Halftime Report, presented by State Farm.
Doug Kazarian back with you, and oh, look at how tight and close that voting is. 51% for Maya Moore, 49% for Diana Taurasi. An Elite Eight matchup as we're trying to determine the best women's basketball player ever. Here is the bracket and the Elite Eight. Go vote for your Final Four picks. Go to ESPNW.com, cast your vote, or just Twitter. Use the hashtag WBest and the player's last name you are voting for. You saw how tight it is between the 5-time scoring champ Taurasi and the 2-time WNBA champ Maya Moore. NFL action from Week 3. Tom Brady, over 300 yards passing, 2 more touchdowns. He now has 400 passing touchdown in his career. Remember last year when people thought he was done? Come on now. Devontae Freeman, the Florida State product, with 3 rushing touchdowns. Atlanta completes the comeback and beats a Tony Romo-less Dallas Cowboys squad. And A.J. Green, 220 receiving yards. For your sake, I hope you have him on your fantasy roster. Brittany Griner, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, can also chip in on the offensive side of things. Defending champs facing elimination, tied at 41. Second half coming up next.
Developing some of the highest quality nutrition isn't easy. So at GNC, why do we do it? Why do we work to deliver clinically studied products to fill the world's nutrition gaps? Why do we insist on the most stringent quality checks, period? Well, here's why. Celebrating 80 years of quality life and quality products. Now save big on some of the world's best nutritional products. When you buy one, you get one half off. Only at GNC.
When men lean in, everyone wins.
My dad and my stepdad were both very instrumental in my life on and off the court.
Growing up, our dad would fly 12 hours from Nigeria to come and watch just a single game.
I raised my daughters to be strong, fierce women.
It didn't matter that I was a girl. My dad taught us both that we could achieve anything.
I'm just happy and proud to call myself Elena's brother.
We're for equality. Are you? Eddie.
Where you'll stay with me forever?
Yo. What's up, Danny?
I'm Scott Van Pelt. Time now for the best available video, which comes to us tonight from College Park. What makes sports so cool are the things that happen like this.
Hi, Phil Swift here. This is Flex Shot, the easy way to caulk, bond, and seal. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs with pinpoint accuracy. Flex Shot fills huge cracks and holes, making everything completely waterproof. And it's mildew resistant, perfect for kitchens and baths. Flex Shot is a super strong adhesive that lasts up to 30 years. Water gushes out of this huge hole. But after it's sealed with Flex Shot, there's absolutely no leaks. That's amazing. You can get Flex Shot for just $19.99. Plus, we'll include this extension tube. But wait, we're going to double your order. That's 2 cans of Flex Shot and send you a free handy can of Flex Seal. The easy way to stop leaks fast. You get it all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-377-3195 or go to buyflexshot.com. That's 1-800-377-3195. Order now.
Welcome back to the 2015 WNBA playoffs presented by Boost Mobile. 41-41 as we get ready to start the third quarter in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Let's check out both halftime locker rooms wired for sound.
Great second quarter. Not saying the first quarter wasn't great. They made a lot of shots. I was shooting 70% or so. Okay, but our defense went to another level. With 3 minutes to go, they only scored 5 points. Okay, great job. We have to keep that same intensity up. We're helping each other.
Their backs are against the wall. They knew they lose this game. They know it's over. So you should absolutely expect desperation. Enjoy the process.
We welcome you courtside now here in Phoenix. Ryan Ruocco along with the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. The Stars really, they played like stars in that first half. That's our State Farm. No one assists alone. Maya Moore and Brittany Griner.
Just what you would expect for the Minnesota Lynx to be led by Maya Moore. She was getting these shots to drop with people in her face. She was not getting a lot of open looks, Ryan. The defenders were right there, but Maya has that ability, probably better than anyone else in the league, to be able to continue to score even when the defender's hand is in her face. And on the other end of the floor, the story for the Phoenix Mercury, especially in that second quarter, was the mindset of Brittany Griner. She was in attack mode that entire quarter, and as a result, she owned the paint for the Phoenix Mercury.
Take a look at the game track brought to you by Dr. Scholl's. Maya Moore with 11 of her 20 in the second, shooting it at 7 of 13. Phoenix led by Brittany Griner and Candace Dupree, 22 points combined. All of Griner's coming in the second, a quarter in which Phoenix outscored Minnesota 26-16.
Brittany Griner did not miss a shot in that second quarter. She was 5 for 5 because everything she took was going to the rim.
But she picks up her third foul right away on the first possession of the third.
I like the play call by the Minnesota Lynx. Sylvia Fowle spent so much of that second quarter on the bench in foul trouble. Get her engaged right away. Get her going at Brittany Griner right away.
Moore and Fowles with 3. Griner with 3. Rebecca Brunson with 3. Here's Moore. She's hit by Bonner, and that will be her third.
The foul party here today. All the big name players on both sides are racking up their personal fouls.
Maya Moore to the line, 2 shots.
Rebecca, as your career went along, how much development was there in learning how to play in foul trouble?
I think that's something that you definitely understand much better as you go along. And there's going to be times you take a look at all the players who are in foul trouble. There are times when you can't avoid getting a foul. So player pump fakes get you off your feet, you're going to have that happen. But you become much better and much smarter at knowing how you need to play in foul trouble as your career goes on.
And lucky for all of those players with 3, they are for the most part veterans. Bonner, the kick, Dupree left alone. Sure, why not?
Dupree having so much more success here this afternoon than she did in game 1 because her teammates are helping her. Dribble penetration lets her play to her strengths. She can just float out there. She's got a great mid-range shot.
Been a well-played game, just 5 turnovers for Minnesota, just 2 for Phoenix. Whalen, off on a jumper. Excellent box out by Candace Dupree. Keeping Brunson away.
Sandy Brondello said you have to box out Brunson before the shot even goes up. You have to be thinking ahead how to get a body on her if the shot goes up.
She had 19 boards in game 1. Griner denied by Fowles, finds Curry on a 3. 10 points for Monique Curry.
Monique Curry struggled mightily in game 1. What a difference for Phoenix when she gets her offense going.
First 3 of the game for Phoenix. They had missed their first 5. Fowles, puts it up, no. Batted around, back to Moore. On the second try, she gets it. Persistent effort on the offensive glass there from Moore and Fowles. And Maya Moore now has 24 and has scored Minnesota's last 10. Here's Griner. Quick spin, and it's in.
Brittany Griner just in a zone right now, and it all starts. She's a player who plays better when she gets ticked off a little bit. She talked about that in her halftime interview. So she got those 2 fouls early in the first quarter. done a good job for her since then.
And you see Moore making a real conscious effort attacking the offensive glass to begin this third quarter, again keeping the possession alive for Minnesota.
Maya Moore's been everywhere. The energy that she's playing with on both ends of the floor. But you're right, attacking the offensive glass even more than she did in game one.
Moore curling around, will pop. A little too strong, and this time Chargai on the rebound. Bonner doesn't have help, and will peel back out, and then start again. Curry, the step back. Moore finds Whalen to swing to Augustus. Touch pass underneath from Moore, and fouls is hooked up by Curry, who was trying to get that foul on the floor. I don't know whether or not they're going to give her that part of it. Second foul on Curry. They will. They'll say it's on the floor. Curry didn't want to allow that easy bucket and sacrificed her second personal, so she didn't.
Smart move, smart play.
It is the third team foul already on Phoenix in this third quarter. The fifth one puts you over the limit. Augustus. No, Griner pokes it away, and I'm not sure why Candace Dupree didn't go after that. It looked like it was off of Griner. That's going to be Minnesota basketball. Candace Dupree could have easily grabbed that ball, but did not. Shop WNBAstore.com now for the best selection of Lynx and Mercury gear, plus receive free shipping on U.S. orders over $25 using the promo code WNBA25 at checkout. She could easily just grab the ball.
Yeah, she clearly did not see who the ball was tipped off on.
Or halfway down, no. Maya Moore's last three misses have all looked like they were going down. She has a game-high 24. Chargai trying to get it to Dupree on the roll. Curry on the move, and she's back. Cruz was playing a game of catch-up, and it's either going to be her or Brunson who's whistled for the foul. And it'll be Brunson, her fourth.
That's another situation where Brunson's got to let that go. She had another defender behind her. You've just got to let that go.
Monique Curry already with 10. She had 8 in all of game one. Sandy Brondell is very confident in Monique Curry, saying she's been playing great for us down the stretch. Really found her groove, her aggressiveness offensively.
Good, here we go. Keep it up. Keep it up.
And she saw her a little tentative in game one, but was not worried about her being assertive today, and she certainly has been assertive.
Yeah. She's been solid on the defensive end in both games, but you're right. She needs to have that aggressive mentality. She has it here in game two, making a big difference for the Mercury.
Phoenix with its biggest lead, it's 4. And that's going to be Griner's 4th. Kurt Walker was right there, and he said, it's not on you reaching on the poke. It's what you did beforehand. That grab of the left arm.
Wrapping around.
What do you think?
Still
out of contact.
It's consistent with the way the officials have been calling the game today. They're calling it pretty tight inside the paint.
Cruz dribbles it off of Chargai. Those two very familiar with each other, playing together in Spain. Know each other very well. In fact, sometimes when these teams meet, they'll go out to eat together. Moore, and that's going to be a foul. And if that's Bonner, that's her fourth. And that is Bonner's fourth.
We'll have to see if she gets her on the elbow or if that was a clean block.
Tawana Bonner's insisting to Sandy Brondello, I'm okay, leave me out here.
But the question is, when you leave a player like that out there, is, okay, she'll be smart and not pick up her fourth, but can she exert what we need on the defensive end against Maya Moore? Shot up. Oh. I didn't think she got her.
I don't think she did either. Moore cashes in with both free throws. She scored the last 12 for Minnesota. And now you have real foul issues if you're Phoenix. Bonner with 4 and Griner on the bench with 4. Bonner? No.
So this is what I want to see from Minnesota. Bonner on Maya Moore. Give Maya the ball and tell her to drive the basket. Bonner's got 4.
Instead, Whalen will go in, blow the layup. Chargai fighting for it, loses it. It's out of bounds off of Chargai.
I mean, you're Minnesota. You take it right at DeWanna Bonner, especially if it's Maya Moore. Because she can't risk picking up the 5th now with this much time left in the 3rd quarter.
More than half of the quarter left. And Morris, who's cooking for you anyway, she has 26. Cruz was left alone. Fouls, went after it, but Curry ends up with it. Curry behind the back, cradling the dribble. Bass working in on foul. Then Misty Bass puts it home.
Misty Bass doing what Misty Bass does, just getting it done inside over the much bigger Sylvia Fowles. Great energy player off the bench.
Bass was critical to Phoenix's championship last year. Just fit in seamlessly with that group. Good look from Moore. Whalen can't finish. And Curry tosses ahead. Bonner with Cruz on her. Fighting for it. Bonner gets it back. Bonner 1-on-5. We'll back it out. Curry wanted to take it that second time and instead could not.
Whalen is gassed right now. She's tired. She's waiting for the next official's whistle for the TV timeout.
Dupree from 14. Much too slow. Cruz streaking ahead, and it poked from behind by her good friend Marta Charga. Here's Curry the other way, and fouls went straight up and down. Chaotic sequence, back and forth. Peters can't cash in. Nobody can. And here we go down the other way. Can Curry? Yeah, this time short. Cheryl Reeve is calling a timeout and screaming at her team to rush to the bench. Phoenix by 6.
In your world, it's about being unlimited. It's about being focused on what drives you. It's about exploring what inspires you. It's about connecting you to what really matters. Live your unlimited and come to data. Get more data for less with unlimited talk and text for just $30 a month. Boost Mobile.
The last goal doesn't matter. The last victory, already forgotten. Yesterday is gone. But today is up for grabs. No one owns today. Take it.
They say the first million's the hardest.
Are you telling me you think one of these people is a terrorist?
You got some brass ones on you, don't you, son?
But I need to find the truth.
2 new ABC dramas that will get your heart pumping. Blood and Oil, followed by Quantico, starting tonight on ABC.
Looks like some folks have had it with their airline credit card miles. Sometimes those seats cost a ridiculous number of miles. Or there's a fee to use them. I know, it's so frustrating. They'd be a lot happier with the Capital One Venture card. And you would too. Why? It's so easy with Venture. You earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. Just book any flight you want, then use your miles to cover the cost. Now that's more like it. What's in your wallet?
We're down to the Elite Eight in the bracket. To vote for your final 4 picks in the best women's player of the WNBA era, go to ESPNW/bestballer. Maya Moore, one of the players in that bracket. Her team trailing by 6. Phoenix has erased a first-half deficit of 10, 53-47. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, it must be Sunday because that felt like being in church, being in Cheryl Reeves' huddle right then. She would say, it's simple, and all the players would say, yes, yes it is, yes it is. The point was, make your layups. Anna Cruz, don't dribble into traffic. And then she said, we are going to win this game with our defense. Take advantage of who's out of the game right now, meaning Brittany Griner around the rim. Maya Moore made the point. They've got 5 team fouls. Let's go at the rim, be aggressive every time. I thought they were going to get an amen at the end, but they are all on the same page.
Well, Cheryl Reeves not going to like that because Sylvia Fowles just dropped that one out of bounds.
And I'll harp on it more. Not only 5 team fouls, 4 fouls on DeWanna Bonner. She's guarding Maya Moore. Make sure Moore gets a touch and has a chance to attack.
A lot of missed layups in that last sequence as Curry is now fouled.
Like Phoenix is attacking. Phoenix has done a great job since the end of the first quarter of attacking the rim, getting in the paint.
Devereaux Peters' second personal. Now, Minnesota in the first quarter outscored Phoenix in the paint 14-8. But since the end of the first, Phoenix has a 22-2 edge in the paint.
All about the attack mentality with which they're playing.
Bonner on the drive, strong take, couldn't finish, tried to get the body, and here comes Moore. Moore will pop and hit. 28 for Maya Moore. She scored the last 14 for Minnesota, dating back to the second.
Wow, is she saving the Minnesota Lynx here. Her offensive production for an offense that struggled at times in this game, Maya saved them.
Fouls the rebound. Griner still on the bench with 4 fouls. Moore had a poke from behind and off of Curry. Will stay with the Lynx. Home team has won 12 straight games in this matchup. Phoenix has won 7 in a row at home against Minnesota by an average of 11.2 points.
In the past 2 years, it's been the best 2 home courts in the league in terms of the crowd support. The numbers that come out, how loud they get. No surprise that the teams have been so successful on their home floors.
This year, Phoenix was 13-4 at home. Minnesota was 13-4 at home. Moore, another for Maya Moore, putting on a show. 31 points. She scored the last 17 for Minnesota. Here's Bass. Good little pick and pop game with Leilani Mitchell.
We talked about it before. Misty Bass just comes in and does her job. Nothing flashy, gets the dirty work done. Huge for Phoenix if they can continue to get that kind of production from her off the bench.
Maya Moore is the only Minnesota player to score in the quarter. Isn't able to there. Fouls, going to end that right now, and maybe got away with a walk before she did.
A little hop, skip, and a jump before she put that ball up on the glass.
First bucket by someone other than Moore since the 2:26 mark of the second quarter. 1 point Phoenix lead. Quinn? Heck, gets the roll. You talk about home court. How about home rims?
Shamika Christian up off the Mercury bench doing the whip and Nene to celebrate that one.
That's how you celebrate your good analysis, too. People don't realize that.
Right mid-game when I'm quiet.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
I've asked for a camera on you for that reason. Sylvia Fowles goes across the lane for 2.
Taking advantage of the fact that Brittany Griner is not in the game because of foul trouble.
Final minute of the third. What a game here in Phoenix with the Mercury going to stave off elimination and force a game 3 in Minnesota Tuesday night. Dupree with Peters, and Peters got her on the hang.
Candace Dupree, so good in the pick and roll game. She gets in it with Leilani Mitchell, and that's where Dupree does her work, is right there at the free throw line. Nice fade on her jump shot. Great field goal percentage from there.
Dupree, an 82% career free throw shooter. You see the improvement in today's performance. This is the first. Hey, after Pirates Cubs tonight, join John Butchergross and John Anderson as they break down the game and bring you all the action for Week 3 in the NFL. SportsCenter at night, kicking off when the game ends on ESPN, streaming live on Watch ESPN. Dupree hits the second. Griner been on the bench for a while now with the 4 fouls, but Phoenix has weathered the storm. Augustus gets it over to Moore. Moore trying to go up strong, wanted a whistle, didn't get it. It's out of bounds off of Phoenix.
Yeah, based on the way that the game has been called, I'm surprised Maya Moore's not at the free throw line right now. But I like the attack. It wasn't Bonner defending her, it was Curry defending her, but the team that's been in the attack mode on the offensive end is the team that's had the success here today.
Team bound. Shot clock is at 7. Augustus lobs it home. First point since early in the first quarter for Simone Augustus, who scored 6 quick ones and now has 8. Phoenix can hold for 1. Curry will pop instead, misfire, and give Minnesota a shot. Cruz dashing. Cruz lost it. Mitchell will dribble it out. Maya Moore with 11 in the quarter. She was about all Minnesota had going. 31 on the game for Moore, just 2 shy of her playoff career high. But it's Phoenix who has the 1-point lead after 3.
I know what you're thinking. You think I can't. You think I can't go as hard as you. Cross you up and go coast to coast. You think I can't train like a beast. Give it everything I have. Get her to school on time. Be who I want. Love who I want. You think I can't do this all while chasing my dream? Watch me.
Before the days get shorter and the beards get longer. Before temperatures drop along with the RAs. Before we never saw them coming. Before we never forget. They have to survive September. Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell. Pirates, Cubs, tonight at 8. September rules on ESPN.
Back support. If you need it, you know it. Introducing CopperFit Back Pro for maximum lower back muscle support.
I played 20 years in the National Football League. No one took a beating like I did. As soon as I put on CopperFit, I could feel the support. This feels good.
Designed to provide everyday support and relief for lower back muscles.
I'll put it on and almost instantly it just makes it go away. It's like magic.
The support was amazing.
High-performance compression fabric infused with powerful odor-reducing copper.
Hey, I pushed this belt to the max.
Oh, no, you don't.
And it passed the test.
Once I put it on and wore it, then I saw the results.
Call 1-800-618-7780 or on the web at copperfitback.com. For only $19.99, you'll receive 1 lightweight back belt, form fit for your size and comfort. Order right now, and your shipping is free.
If you want the power to stay active, then you want CopperFit.
Experience the power of CopperFit Back.
Welcome back to Phoenix, here with the Mercury head coach, Sandy Brondello. And I saw DeWanna Bonner beg to not get taken out of the game with that fourth foul, but how did that affect how aggressive she could be on Maya Moore defensively?
Well, it's a lot. Like, obviously, Maya's a dangerous player today, and but it's not just, Debbie's doing a great job. We've got to make sure everyone else is engaged, but, Debbie's smart. She's a fighter. I mean, she'll get through, and but we need her to be aggressive. We need everyone to be aggressive and stay on our front foot this last 10 minutes. Brittany Griner's been on the bench with 4 fouls. At what point do you bring her back to try to win this game? Right now. She's ready to go. Thanks, Coach.
And she is in, playing with 4 fouls. Mitchell, no. And Moore the rebound.
And with Griner back on the floor, Sandy Brondello can afford to rest DeWanna Bonner. Clear that she did not want both of them on the bench at the same time.
Moore lost it, and Quinn ends up with it. Quinn, Curry, Bass, Griner, and Mitchell to start for Phoenix. Bass, she got it. And Misty Bass having a big impact off the bench in this game, too.
Limited minutes, but she makes her presence felt. She's been here before, knows what her team needs from her in these situations.
6 points, 3 of 4 shooting in 13 minutes. Phoenix looking to avoid elimination and force a winner-take-all Game 3 Tuesday night in Minnesota. Sylvia Fowles just traveled like crazy as she was arguing for a foul.
Instead of arguing for the foul before the travel was called, she just needed to gather. She got triple teamed, bounced past that ball right out of there. Right here, she gets the ball, double comes, triple comes. She couldn't gather because her left hand was taken away.
And that's what she was trying to say.
Exactly.
Curry.
Oh.
That's going to be Maya Moore's 4th foul.
Happened right in front of us. It was a foul. Maya's got to be careful. That's a silly foul. That far away from the basket. We've seen some plays by some veteran players that just I'm surprised that they're making. Take a look right here. Reach across. Curry's right there. That's a foul.
Yeah. Clearly a foul on Maya Moore, her 4th.
Maya's been all of the Lynx offense here in the second half.
Shot clock at 1. Griner just gets it off. Offensive board inside. Curry tried to squirt it out and could not. And now Moore is fouled by Quinn. And Moore banks it in from 35 feet after she's fouled. But the foul is on the floor.
And credit Devereaux Peters, the other end of the floor, for making that ball bounce out of Curry's hands. Great effort play that time by Devereaux Peters.
Marta Chargai into the game for Leilani Mitchell. Moore will get it into Cruz. Augustus pounding and dishing to Cruz on a 3. Tie game at 61.
Ana Cruz is loving that left corner. Hit a couple from that spot here today.
Cruz has 8 points off the bench for Minnesota, who got 6 points from their entire team off the bench in game 1. Moore nearly got hit with her 5th foul there. Curry is fouled. Let's take a listen in to Cheryl Reeve live from center.
Remember, they don't want you to win. Understand that. Don't take the game anyway, right? By being so disciplined and hard to play against collectively. Collectively, right?
Devereaux Peters picking up her 4th personal. You know, it was interesting talking to Cheryl Reeve about coaching philosophy when you have a game 3 potentially coming and you have some veteran players. Game 3 would be just after 1 day rest, but you want to win it today. She knows that for the most part you go win the game you're playing, but there are some considerations physically for Simone Augustus and Lindsay Whalen anyway because of how banged up they've been.
Sure, and you take that into play in terms of subbing. But Sylvia Fowles took that out of her hands in the first half anyway in foul trouble, so she got extended minutes on the bench. We've noticed all series, all playoffs long, Whalen has been spending quite a bit of time on the bench.
plays 23 minutes as far, not in right now. And a foul away from the ball on Martin Jarguy. And that's the second team foul on Phoenix. Each team with 2 team fouls. In the regular season all time, these teams 33 and 33 against each other. Everything is freakishly tight when you look at the comparative side by side. Augustus, Curry hung nicely. And Augustus does not get the roll. Who will get the bounce? It's Moore who connects. And Maya Moore with 33 has matched her playoff career high and given Minnesota the lead.
Hopping back on one leg. This is one of those nights where she's in a zone. You're more surprised if she misses than if she doesn't.
Backdoor, Dupree, trying to find help. Instead, she finds Moore. Moore working on Bonner, will take it in. Bonner didn't want to pick up the 5th. And now Sandy Brondello will take a timeout. 35 for Maya Moore. A new playoff career high, and Minnesota's back up by 3.
Maya Moore is one of those players who can put her team on her back. She has done that here in the second half. 2 of her easy points. Many of them have not been easy. Getting it done, both ends of the floor. Lynx up by 3.
The WNBA Playoffs 2015 is presented by Boost Mobile and in part by State Farm National Bureau of Assists. No one assists alone.
WNBAstore.com. One store, every team.
Carbs to compete. Electrolytes to replenish. Everything you need to keep sweating.
Kaiser Permanente, a leader in preventive health care.
What are your goals for this season?
I'd like to.
No, not you. Papa?
We have this great kickoff special we're excited about.
Any big adjustments for the season?
Well, there's this.
No. Papa.
Just our kickoff special.
问 Papa 一个问题，佩顿能不说话吗？
Papa Bulldog, tall win.
Up your game with our kickoff special. Get any large 2-topping pizza for just $10. Add a double chocolate chip brownie for just $6 more.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better football.
At the new papajohns.com.
So what's your news?
I got a job. I'll be programming at GE.
Oh, I got a job too.
Zazzies.
The app where you put fruit hats on animals? I love that.
Guys, I'll be writing code that helps machines communicate.
I just zazzied you. Look at it. Oh! I can do dogs, hamsters, guinea pigs, you name it.
I'm going to transform the way the world works.
I programmed that hat, and I can do cassava melons.
I'll be helping turbines power cities.
I put a turbine on a cat.
I can make hospitals run more efficiently.
This isn't a competition.
Chiefs, Packers at 8:15 tomorrow on ESPN.
Well, look at what the Western Conference Finals have been like in what is probably the best rivalry in the WNBA. Game-wise, Minnesota leads at 6-2. They've taken 2 of the previous 3 series. This is the 3rd straight year these teams are meeting in the conference finals. 4th time in 5 years, and the winner of each of the previous 3 meetings has gone on to win the WNBA Finals. Candace Dupree with 7 to shoot. Griner trying to get established with fouls on her. Shot clock at 2. Griner has to try it. And Good defense there from a two-time Defender of the Year, Sylvia Fowles.
Good defense all around for the Minnesota Lynx on that possession. They were energized. Their guards did a good job out front denying reversal passes.
11 rebounds now for Fowles. Bonner and Moore to the floor. Moore scooped it over to Cruz. Here's Augustus. He's had trouble getting going, and that's going to be a shot clock violation.
You know, it hit Phoenix Mercury and their defense all game long on Simone Augustus. She's been the secondary scorer to Maya Moore latter part of the season when she returned from injury in the playoffs, but she has not been able to get it going here today.
Maya Moore with 35 points, the rest of the Lynx with 30. Bonner almost wasn't ready for that. Now Bonner will fire and hit. This game is tied again. And Tawana Bonner is fired up, getting his crowd going. And Cheryl Reeve wants a timeout. And finally gets it as Charguy went to snatch it away from Ana Cruz. Tawana Bonner has hit big shots all year for Phoenix. That one ties this game at 65.
Looks like some folks have had it with their airline credit card miles. Sometimes those seats cost a ridiculous number of miles. Or there's a fee to use them. I know, it's so frustrating. They'd be a lot happier with the Capital One Venture card, and you would too. Why? It's so easy with Venture. You earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. Just book any flight you want, then use your miles to cover the cost. Now that's more like it. What's in your wallet?
Hey, a preview of the NL wildcard game with home field advantage on the line. The Bucks, led by Andrew McCutcheon, face the Cubs and Jake Arrieta as he shoots for win number 21. Pirates Cubs tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN. Terrific atmosphere in Phoenix. What a compliment to these fans on a Sunday with the Cardinals playing at home. A sellout crowd at Talking Stick Resort Arena.
The Stick, as you like to call it.
Holly Rowe dubbed it, and I think appropriately so. Many of these fans on their feet. Moore, short. And Charguy the rebound. Still a lot of time left in this fourth quarter. Dupree alone, short.
So the Mercury showing that they have players who can complement BG here. Tawana Bonner hitting big shots. Now Candace Dupree. Who's it going to be for the Minnesota Lynx to complement Maya Moore?
Right now, Moore says, I'll do it myself, Rebecca.
Just compliment me by saying nice job.
37 points for Maya Moore. If you're wondering what's the most ever in a postseason game in WNBA history, Dupree pumping that one home. It's 42 by Angel McCarthy. Back in September of 2010. Augustus having a real tough time finishing in this second half. Dupree will swing it. Charguy, the dish. Bonner can't get the reverse to go. Griner keeps it alive. Bonner off on a three and fouls the rebound. Whalen has been fairly quiet tonight. Yearly turns it over there. Will pop. Get it back. It's Moore. She can't finish. Bodies everywhere. But Tawana Bonner still standing. Dupree was pushed, and that is going to be number 5 on Maya Moore.
Now, that changes how Maya Moore plays on the defensive end. It doesn't change her attack on the offensive end, because much of what she's been doing, she's gotten done on the perimeter. But now, whoever Moore is guarding, you look to take it at her.
Lob inside, Griner misses the reverse.
That was a pretty move, though.
2-point Phoenix lead, looking to force a game 3. That would be Tuesday night in Minnesota. Moore will pop a 3. Too strong, win the rebound. And the defense is locking down in these late minutes.
Just what you would expect. Phoenix has done a great job all game long to securing the defensive boards, what they didn't do in game 1.
Dupree frees herself, and she misses an easy look. Some close shots misfired by Phoenix on their last few possessions. Here's Moore, gets locked up with Bonner, and that's going to be a foul on DeWanna Bonner. Got under the feet of Maya Moore, and that is her 5th. 5 on Bonner, 5 on Moore. A 2-point Phoenix lead with 2:09 to go in the 4th quarter. We're set up for a good finish.
In your world, it's about being unlimited. It's about being focused on what drives you. It's about exploring what inspires you. It's about connecting you to what really matters. Live your unlimited and come to data. Get more data for less with unlimited talk and text for just $30 a month. Boost Mobile.
Introducing the State Farm National Bureau of Assists. Sebastian Curry, twin of Stephen Curry, has a master's in disasters. Summer Bird, twin of Sue Bird, stops at nothing except stoplights. Darius Lillard, twin of Damian Lillard, says there's no I in assist. Don Stockton, twin of John Stockton, Chief Assist Officer. And of course, Cliff Paul, assisting has a new starting 5.
Kitten in the tree.
Fix the pipes.
Very good.
Arrest that leprechaun.
And Limbo.
Your balloon's getting away.
The robot?
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Sorry, Kev.
Did it stay tucked?
Yep.
Yeah.
The new Stay Tucked Crew. We tested it, so you know it works.
I'm coming. Who's ready to go to Wally World?
It's a long way down Holiday Road. Holiday Road.
Honey, a blonde in a convertible? Seriously?
Built for families, designed for drivers. The QX60 from Infiniti, with a 3rd row and seating for 7.
Now is the time to save at Lumber Liquidators' end of summer clearance sale. Get solid pre-finished hardwood for 99 cents, 3/4 inch solid maple for $1.99 and more, plus quality laminate from 49 cents and 24-month special financing. Hurry, sales going on now at Lumber Liquidators.
We're taking performance to a whole new level.
Maya Moore doing everything she can to end this series tonight, Rebecca.
She's taken her team on her shoulders, especially here in the second half. 17 points. She's attacked the rim. She's gotten the job done on the defensive end, getting to the offensive glass, hitting threes. She's shown everything about her offensive game that makes her special.
37 today, a playoff career high, after she set that mark with 33 in Game 1 of the Western Conference semis against LA. Moore is just 5 points shy from matching the most ever in a postseason game. 42 by Angel McCautry, but it's Phoenix who has the 2-point lead with just over 2 minutes to go.
Tawana Bonner, Maya Moore, both playing this last 2 minutes with 5 fouls.
Whalen will lean in, and that's going to be a travel. Lindsay Whalen just has not looked like herself at all today. 1 of 8.
She doesn't look like herself really in this series. She regained form in that LA series and kind of had that attitude back and that aggressive mentality. We haven't seen it as much in the series against Phoenix.
12 turnovers for Minnesota, just 5 for Phoenix, and now a timeout taken by the Mercury. Remember, Whalen is battling injuries. Maybe we're seeing the manifestation of that. Phoenix trying to force a winner-take-all game 3. They lead by 2.
They say the first million's the hardest.
Are you telling me you think one of these people is a terrorist? Can you feel my heart?
You got some brass ones on you, don't you, son?
Can you feel my heart? But I need to find the truth.
2 new ABC dramas that will get your heart pumping. Blood and Oil, followed by Quantico, starting tonight on ABC.
Mercury a 2-point lead, 1:45 to go in the 4th. How tight is this series this year? Well, the total points, regular and postseason, 479 to 475 in favor of Phoenix.
We've talked about this being the best rivalry in the WNBA, and it's playing true to form here so far in the Western Conference Finals.
3rd straight year they've met in the conference finals, 4th time in 5 years as Chargai leaves it short, and Fowles secures, then tosses it away, but it hit Chargai.
I don't think that was the play that Sandy Brondello drew up in the huddle. I don't know that you would want Chargai taking that shot there without getting some other players a touch first.
Running off balance. 1:30 to go. Phoenix by 2. Cruz finds Whalen. Shot clock at 4. Whalen, the reverse is good. She shows up just when she needs to. Tie game at 69. Reiner trying to get position. Working on foul. Here's Bonner using the Griner screen. Will pop and hit. 71-69 Phoenix. 54.7 seconds to go, and more big buckets for Bonner.
All Bonner needs is a little bit of space to get her shot off, and Phoenix provides that with a monster screen by Brittany Griner right there. Maya Moore gets caught up. Sylvia Fowles just a second too late. That's all the space Bonner needs.
Bonner now with 13 points. One of 4 Mercury members in double figures. The only member of the Lynx in double figures is Maya Moore with 37. Had some trouble getting the ball in her hands last time down the floor. Whalen made the most of it. But I have to imagine, Rebecca, you're doing everything you can to make sure this ball goes to Moore.
Yeah, without question, especially considering it's Bonner who's defending her. Another player with 5 fouls, so even though there's only 54 seconds left, is aware of that and doesn't want to foul out of the game in case there's overtime.
Maya Moore has outscored the rest of her team combined 37 to 32. She has won 2 WNBA titles. She has been to the championship 3 of her first 4 seasons, trying to make it 4 and 5.
Phoenix has 2 focus points here. Defend the best you can, box out Rebecca Brunson.
Crowd on its feet. Augustus surveying, letting it wind. Here's Moore. Moore dribbles it off of Bonner out of bounds. Now they could look at that if they needed to, but no contest or argument from anywhere. We'll take a quick look.
Looking to make a move. Yeah, off Bonner's foot, did not hit Maya's foot on its roll out of bounds. Good call.
So Minnesota ball. Whalen has to get it in. Knifes it into Moore, who's fouled. And if that's Bonner, that's number 6. And that is Bonner. And that is number 6. her day is done.
And why is this so important for the Phoenix Mercury? One, she's their best perimeter defender. She has been on Maya Moore all game long, making those shots tough, even though Maya has been terrific. But the other reason, she is their clutch shooter. Twice this season, she has hit shots to tie the game or to win the game. DeWanna Bonner is that player for the Phoenix Mercury.
And instead, she will spend the remaining 38.7 seconds and perhaps more on the bench as Maya Moore coolly knocks down both. 39 for Maya. And this game is tied again, so no DeWanna Bonner, Rebecca. Who does Sandy Brondello go to now?
I think right away you're looking to get the ball into Brittany Griner. She has been effective for you when she's gone to the basket, but another player, you look at the list right here of these big shots. Leilani Mitchell has hit some huge shots for the Phoenix Mercury. See if Sandy Brondello feels the need to put her in the game, but since they don't need a three, they only need a two, I would look to get the ball to Brittany Griner, get some pick and roll action with Candace Dupre, and have Bonner ducking in on the other side. Sandy Brondello, one of the best in the league at drawing up these end of game plays.
Yeah, you got the best shot, we're not forcing anything, okay? Oh, it's two down. Candace is screening. You remember, you stand down and you hold it there, okay? Now, Noe, you're getting in, just come in here. Mo, you're setting it up and you are cutting hard. So, Martha, okay, Noe, you're going over the top, Candace is here. So you're going to take, you want to go here, okay? The post up, and then we're already diving. You have just here, quick pick and roll. You've got to be aggressive, okay? You burn your front foot. You know, if they're on playing, drive down the middle.
Now, should Phoenix win this game and force a game three, that would come Tuesday night after Indiana and New York play their game three following the Fever's ridiculous second half comeback today to force that game three. For more on these games, go to WNBA.com or access the WNBA app. Now, Minnesota has a foul to give. Phoenix does not. Minnesota with one full timeout. Phoenix has 1:20. Inbound to Jarga. Tie game. 36 seconds to go. Here's Curry on the move. Flips it up. No. Rebound to Brunson. And timeout taken by Minnesota. It looked like Curry had a better look initially and then actually ended up firing when it was a little bit more of a difficult angle.
I'd like to see it again, but I thought she drew fouls and could have possibly gotten the ball over to Brittany Griner. No, Simone Augustus, great recovery so that pass back to Griner wasn't possible.
So now Minnesota out of timeouts. Phoenix without a foul to give.
Hey, all right, so we got 24, pay attention to the shot clock, not the game clock, right? So I thought this on the shot clock at 10. I want to hawk Maya. I want Sil down here with Simone. All right, this is BB. All right? What do you like?
They're sitting on top, so actually, I like that last X, and they're just sitting on here.
X?
So X and Sil, just change your screen. Go right here, I'm gonna come right
Set
out
a
here.
screen, get her open. Hey, in this, legal screens. Legal screens, all right? There goes Way. BB, set the screen. If you like it, throw it. Okay?
That's it.
Right? Yep. If not, if you don't give it, Maya, stop farting around and cut. Cut. All right? Yep. Hey, Way, you're throwing the... Huh? Yep. Way, you're throwing the bead. Right? No. B, get out of their way, dribble over. You make the ball. Here we go.
Lindsay Whalen in her 11th year, so Cheryl Reeve looks at her and says, what do you want? How do you want to get into this? The focus is going to be eventually getting the ball in Maya Moore's hands, but they understand the importance of, one, getting the ball in bounds. So she asks her veteran point guard, how do you want to do that? They'll run some screening action, end up with the basketball in Maya Moore's hands.
Minnesota trying to sweep Phoenix and earn a trip to the finals. Phoenix trying to force a game three of these Western Conference finals. Ball in Whalen's hands. Tied at 71. 20 seconds to go, a 6-second differential game in shot clock. Allen with 5 to shoot, it's Moore. Moore will fire, no good, rebound to Curry. Curry is pushing, and Curry loses it. But a foul is called, and Minnesota had one to give.
Great defense by the Phoenix Mercury to force that shot. Lindsay Whalen, heads up veteran, knows that her team has the foul to give, but look at this contest. We weren't the only ones knowing that the ball was going to be going to Maya Moore.
So now Phoenix takes their final timeout, and Sandy Brondello gets a chance to draw up another play, again without DeWanna Bonner, who has been their biggest shot maker down the stretch of games this year. She is on the bench after her 6th foul. She's fouled out.
I've seen her draw up a lot of late game plays, getting the ball into Brittany Griner, but also having a second option of Candace Dupree. When Griner goes low, Dupree coming high. She's very effective there. She's been very good. That free throw line jumper here tonight too, Ryan.
Phoenix trying to force game 3, which would be a winner-take-all game Tuesday night in Minnesota. The Lynx trying to make it 4 trips to the WNBA Finals in the past 5 seasons.
Don't be surprised if you see a delay of game by Minnesota. Once Phoenix starts running their play, Cheryl Reeves likes to implement that so her defense can see the play run a little bit.
Quinn, Dupree, Griner, Curry, and Chargai, the 5 on the floor for Phoenix. Chargai will trigger in. Finds Quinn. Quinn tries a shot, blocked by Moore, and a foul. A foul on Noelle Quinn. And that's going to send Moore to the line with 1.5 to go in the 4th, and neither team with a timeout remaining. That foul, in all likelihood, is going to end the Phoenix Mercury season. And boy, that is an aggressive whistle at that moment.
I am stunned that a whistle was blown. Right here, Maya Moore gets the basketball. They're wrapped up a little bit. You never hear a whistle at that stage of the game.
And Moore gives Minnesota the lead with her 40th point of the night.
Wow.
That is an incredibly aggressive and questionable whistle at that moment. Moore misses the second, but that will do it. Minnesota is headed back to the WNBA Finals. For the 4th time in 5 years, they will have a chance to play for a championship.
What a game. What a game between the teams that have made up the best rivalry in the league the past few years. Wow.
That is a terrific game. What a shame for it to end on a call like that.
I completely agree. I can't fathom a situation where you would look at that and say you blow your whistle there.
With 1.5 seconds remaining.
In a tie ball game.
And maybe Minnesota goes on to win in overtime anyway. Maya Moore's performance brilliant with 40 points. But it is pretty hard for any basketball fan watching this game to swallow that whistle at that time.
Especially in this phenomenal game between these two players where players play big. Maya Moore, outstanding game.
Terrific performance from each of these teams. We take a look at the WNBA Finals brackets. Minnesota is headed back to the finals. They begin on October 4th on ABC. Maya Moore carried them there today. She had 40. She's with Holly.
Maya Moore, a career high for you today in this playoff game. More importantly, a win in this series. How do you do it?
Never give up. We play so hard. We didn't play perfectly. It's just like life. It's not going to go perfect, but you can't give up. This team exemplifies that.
How do you find that within yourself? Other people aren't scoring. You took such a load upon yourself today. How do you manage that load?
I'm just trying to do what I need to do for my team, whether that's setting a good screen, continuing to rebound, just being a leader. All of us did something today to help us win this game. And I'm just proud of the way we've done it this whole series.
I saw a huge celebration for you. That's not like you to go and touch the rim and have that celebration. Why did this mean so much to you?
Just joy, you know. We're just so excited to win a road game. This was a hard game. We haven't won here all year. We struggled on the road towards the end of the season. So this meant a lot for us to beat a team that plays really well at home with a lot of adversity. It just felt good.
Thank you, Maya.
Thanks, Holly.
Well, 40 points for Maya Moore, and coming up shortly, log on to ESPN3. We'll have the presentation of the Western Conference Finals trophy to the conference champion Minnesota Lynx. So that's coming up on ESPN3. The final score here in Phoenix, Minnesota 72 and Phoenix 71. Tuesday on ESPN2, we'll have a decisive Game 3 in the Eastern Conference Finals with Indiana taking on New York at 7 Eastern. Coming up next, it's Major League Soccer, Sporting Kansas City versus the Seattle Sounders. For Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe, and our entire crew, I'm Ryan Rucco saying good afternoon from Phoenix.